Hello everyone. Hey, I just wanted to take a few minutes and put out a video that I'm really not sure how long this is going to be, so be patient. I'm just trying to convey some information, general information about the insurance industry in general, right? So if you'll be patient, maybe I can get to some points of facts that I think are relevant. You know, I'm in the business now 35 years. And I've seen a lot of things come and go. I've rode waves of, you know, the med sups back when you had netting rights and you could pay yourself an advance commission on the day you wrote the application. Check was made out to the client, to the company, but yet we could take that check and deposit it into our business accounts and then pay the net difference to the insurance company. Commissions back then were about 90%. Pretty strong contracts. Underwriting was what it was, but it was Medicare. It was a Medicare supplement. We sold home health care and long-term care along with that too. And we really didn't focus much on anything other than the 65-year-old market or above. So the senior market, or what they politely like to call the mature market. Today, that's that same market. And I remember back in the day, clients, you'd walked in and we had all kinds of objections. It's almost like they all got the same letter in the mail. If you say this, they'll say this. And if you say this, they'll say this. And sort of like all the objections were scripted, neighbor to neighbor or house to house, no matter what neighborhood you were in, it just seemed to be the same market everywhere you went. And so what you would form is canned or good responses, rebuttals, if you will, that would help you overcome those objections. And look, at the end of the day, someone's going to get sold in that meeting. Either the client's going to sell you or you're going to sell them. Someone's going to buy the story or the other side of the equation. And what you're hoping for is through ratios or presentations and you get overcome these objections. And look, most of them were, by best, I could tell you, I've been through a lot of doors in my lifetime, empty objections. Yeah, so some you just went, you know what, they can't qualify or they can't afford it. Or the children, if you will, the adult children, strongly disallowed or objected, if you will, by phone or what have you. Mom, don't do that. Dad, don't do it. You know, with all the warnings out there on the internet today, you're certainly going to hear that. Back then, we just had local news and newsprint, right? In fact, we ran around with paper maps. I'm telling you, it was a different day. And we had paper applications. Today, we're in an environment where pretty much the same thing. You know, you have buyers that are leery of sitting down and talking to anybody face to face or allowing them to come into their home because of all the stuff that you hear in the news. I mean, home invasions, Pete, but you know, you've got all kinds of crime-ridden situations out there. So I'm trying to teach you, I guess what I'm trying to convey to you is, no matter what the period of time throughout your career, if you're 25 years in this, or 30 years, or 35 like myself, you're going to run through phases, peaks and valleys, ups and downs, if you will, of industry downfall. Interest rates will change. Products will be put on the market and then taken off. Companies will come into the market, price themselves well, underwrite themselves well, and then ultimately lose because of adverse selection or whatever the deal is. They get bought or sold, or that block of business basically gets shut down. So just about the time you as a sales rep get it all figured out and you got a mortgage and maybe a boat and a car, a couple cars, and you're doing nice, taking nice family vacations. In other words, you've learned the sale and the technique, the art of the sale, the art of persuasion. You got it down. You've made good money, and all of a sudden that is gone. It's happened 4 or 5 times for me. But my resolve is, this is the greatest industry. You could choose real estate, you could choose auto sales, you could choose anything in the world to sell. Aluminum siding, construction goods, right? The point is, in-home sales is excellent. It's coming back. COVID-19 will not always be here. But you need to select a carrier or several carriers and aggregate your business. Aggregate your business. For some reason, there's a popular thought among some individuals. I talk to them because I do recruiting and training. I also sell, but I'm just saying, by and large, recruiting and training, I talk to a lot of agents. And the conception is, if I hire agents, I'll make a lot of money. Now, I'm just going to build a nice big team and I'm going to make a lot of money. And I'm not going to have to really work that much because I'm going to leverage my time with 25 or 30 or 15 agents or what have you. The problem with that concept is, it's a good one. And yes, it works. I mean, it's sort of like sling it against the wall, the old spaghetti effect. Throw it against the wall and see how much spaghetti sticks, right? Because you're relying on others to do your bidding or to make your money. I think you need to really kind of pull up your bootstraps and go to work. That's my opinion. You buy a handful of leads and go out and do what you got to do. Guerrilla marketing, chief marketing officer marketing. Go out there and in the community, 10 miles north, south, east, and west, or beyond now because we have telesales in the marketplace today because of COVID-19. It's forced a lot of companies to do that, one in which I work for. But I think the biggest thing that I need to convey to you is that get a system that works, get underwriters that place well, that accept by and large a swath of the community that you live in, whether that's underaged or overaged. I, for one, like the overage market because they really have all the money. They're home all the time, particularly now with COVID-19, but the reality is their need is the greatest. Let's face it, I mean, they've come through some hard times and they're at a point in their life where if they don't have coverage, this is the time they need it. And I'm talking particularly with health insurance and life insurance. So if you're in those marketplaces, there's a lot of different companies out there that are doing different things for agents, right? In terms of what would appear to be attractive to getting in front of buyers. Well, I just want to throw caution out there. If you're working for an organization or you're being recruited by an organization, you're talking to different folks in the business and they come off as like the experts and we've got a model and they got a slew of people working for them. It doesn't mean just because they have a lot of people there and their lights are on and they present themselves as a flashy, Tony little business or maybe a large business. I got 5,000 agents, I got satellite offices in every city. Okay, that's great. On whose back did you make that money? I mean, think about how many people came before you and left. And why did they leave? You got to dig in. This is your career. You got to ask the right questions. You got to be able to read a contract. Most agents don't read a contract. And let me tell you, if an organization has what they call a intermediary contract or a sub-agent contract or an agency agreement, read the contract, please. If they're promoting free leads or discount leads or whatever, read the contract. If they're saying we have our own CRM, we'll license you to have a CRM. We'll give you our CRM. We'll turn over leads to you. Look, there's no free lunch. I wish there was. I can tell you, I'd eat a bunch of lunches. But at the end of the day, you have to look out for yourself and your family. So I'm just hoping that you take a look at all those contracts, and I'm talking about contracts like this. You come to us and it costs you $500 a month to have access to our CRM, our software, and us. There's something called vesting. That contract might say, well, you're vested only after 3 years. Only after 3 years. We pay advanced commissions. That's great. That keeps your cash flowing. But there's a cost. You're already paying them $500 a month. And more and more and more. Because look, they're not just getting your $500. They're probably making an override or a split on the commission on the leads that they offer you. They're getting the override and then renewals. They're getting lifetime renewals too, or renewals. They own the contracts. In other words, he or she who offers you the contract has the master agreement with all the carriers. So then you turn around and contract with the carrier. It's not a direct contract. Your commission check goes directly to that agency. They cut you a check, they call it LOA, license only agent, or a one-check shop, or whatever. But the MGA owns the renewals, they own the contracts, they basically own you in business. You're a subcontractor. You're an independent, not a personally producing general agent, not a PPGA, not a true independent. You're an independent contractor, but a subcontractor under the MGA. My point to this is, if you leave, they may come after the advance commissions. They may say you owe back months of two $500 checks. They may say, hey, we advance commissions to you, and under our contract, you're not vested for 3 years. We want it all back. And what they want is an accelerated payment, a lump sum refund. That's out there. I'm telling you, it's out there. You got to read the small print. There's other companies that put you, and by the way, that agent commission, 45%, 50%. What a privilege it is to work with them. Other contracts, come on with us. We'll take you in the field. We'll train you. We'll teach you our system. We're going to give you leads up front. It's called lead financing. I'm going to put you on a 50% contract. What if it was 70? Okay, so 70% contract. But I'm now financing leads. So leads cost $500 maybe for the first drop. 1,000 postcard leads, direct mail back in the day. Might be Facebook leads now, I don't know. But whatever they promise you, you don't have the money, or you refuse to put up the money until you try the system. The point is, they advance commission or leads to you. That's a 1099, right? That's not free. So that's taxable to you, and a write-off for them. But here's what happens. You're contracted with them. Again, another one of those agency agreements. Read the contract. You don't have to really worry about reading a contract with an insurance carrier, because those contracts are very, very fair. It's like level table stuff, right? I mean, they're looking after themselves, certainly, but it's a bilateral agreement, not a unilateral agreement. So when you sign an agency agreement, believe me, there's fangs in that contract, or long teeth, or clawback features way out into the future that will affect you if you change your mind and want to go true independent or leave or what have you. Life changes. And let's just say you're 6 weeks down the line, you've taken $500 advance, and you don't like these people anymore, or you can't sell, you can't feed your family, you leave. They're going to accelerate and ask for a lump sum amount of money you may not have. I mean, remember, you came to them looking for income and a position. You may not have the money when it comes time to paying them back. And what they're going to do, they'll go after you aggressively. And probably one of the worst things that can happen to an agent today is they'll put you on Vector. Now, Vector is a credit. It's sort of like a credit rating for an agent, but it's a credit reporting service to the insurance companies. And those that subscribe to that Vector, they get reports automatically. So let's say that you're contracted with multiple carriers, and one of those carriers, you have a chargeback, but you don't do enough business to pay it back. Well, what they do is they go after you to get the money back, but then they turn around and put it on Vector. If they put it on Vector, a new company checks Vector constantly. They won't hire you unless that debit is paid in full, or you're on payment plan. Something of that nature. You have to make sure that you're paying that. Look, there's a lot of different offers out there in the internet, or on LinkedIn, or career.com, or what have you. I want you to be very careful. There's companies out there that are less than dubious. They're not real forthright. They give you a lot of lipstick, and a lot of glamour, and a lot of wow, 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 a lot of ramp up, rah-rah when you come to their meetings. It's like they're like evangelists. They really are. And it's hard to turn away from that shiny ball. I get it. You got to read your contract. So if you're smart and you put pencil to paper pencil to the numbers, and you look at the agent contracts, the ones that you really shine or should be the ones you look at, even though you don't have a lead program out of the chute, figure out how to buy them yourself. Go get a direct contract with the carrier. Get a contract that's going to give you a representation where they take you in the field, not just training by video or virtual training, by Zoom, if you will. But you actually get access to a company rep that can actually know their stuff, be proficient. They're not afraid to get out of their car or take their suit off and put a company shirt on and go out there and sell for you and give you all the commission while they're training you. That is a fair deal. What I'm inviting you to do is listen to this video, and I appreciate you doing that. If you've come to the end of this, you're excellent by now. You've got knowledge. If you have a current contract, or you're looking at a new contract, a new relationship in the business, after 35 years, I know a lot of people in this industry. I know a lot of agencies. I know a lot of marketing models. Pretty expert, actually. And I'm not here to persuade you in either way at all, but I will offer you this, is I have a fair offer where I can perform an audit. So you can email me this contract, 12 pages, 14, 45 pages, whatever it is, right? And I'll analyze, I'll do an audit. I'll read that contract, and I'll give you the results or the analysis. And I'll let you know up front, before you sign it, and before they countersign it, it becomes an active contract, before you enter and engage in a relationship in a legal position, because now they can hold your feet to the fire once you signed it, and particularly when it's executed by them as a owner or president of the company. What will happen is I'll read the contract, analyze it for you, talk to me about what their offer is, and then what we can do is, going into it, hey, this is a great deal, and we have to talk about your position in life and where you're at, and is it a fit? If it is, more powers to you, right? Now you know going into it. So go in with your eyes wide open, not closed or not squinting. You know, if you really seriously, if it sounds too good to be true, the old saying, it probably is. You know, if the parking lot's full of Mercedes and Jaguars and BMWs and, you know, like I said, it's an Antonia dress, they are paying for that somehow. And it's probably because what happens is agents come through prior to you. I'm talking legions of agents. How long they've been in business? 15 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years? These companies sign agreements with the insurance companies, and the insurance companies do this all the time. They sign an agreement with the MGA, and what happens is they agree to contract them at the top contract, vest them day one with all the renewals and all the downline. That means you, your recruits, their recruits, and so on, because it becomes a vertical platform, and then they start building this way, right? And open up satellite offices, what have you, as they promote it. And it all looks like a very successful operation. It is. Successful at taking renewals from agents. And most importantly, time, hope, goals, desires for success, the American dream. Seriously. So what happens is you decide to leave. They get aggressive about collecting the money they've loaned you. It's a loan. They advance money to you. They're coming back for it in an aggressive manner. They want a lump sum. If they don't give it, you don't give it to them, they turn you over to Vector. You call the company, the insurance company, and you try to go direct. That insurance company is going to tell you, go back to your MGA, the people that just stabbed you in the back, took all the money from you, and listen, and blockaded you from leaving them to go anywhere else for a better opportunity. Doesn't matter what state you're in, folks. This is nationally going on. But what happens is the insurance company puts you back on the MGA and says, get a release. Well, the MGA is under no obligation per that contract, and the language is there. You just didn't see it. That they can hold you accountable to them, but they can hold you as an agent in their distribution for perpetuity. They don't have to let you go. And the carrier, well, you can just not write any more business, and let's say you wait 6 months. Some carriers will let you go ahead and recontract. Those are the good carriers. But there's other carriers out there that have an exclusive. I know a few. I won't mention them here. But if you call me, I'll tell you. I'll tell you who wants to look out for. It's okay. It's not slander. I'm just telling you, let me look at the contract. Let me do an audit. I'll tell you from that perspective. Now, if you went to an attorney, they're going to charge you. I'm sort of the go-between of 35 years experience, offering national contracts with several carriers. I'm at the top level in the game. I've made top dollar. I've lived in Tony addresses. I've worked from Tony addresses. I've been on national planes, platforms. Look, I know people. I know contracts. It's free, right, for you to reach out. But then I'm going to talk to you about what I believe is a fair offer, a really dynamic, darling company that's really in the market today in the final expense business that does it right. And we're here to take care of the agent. We're not going to take your block of business and try to sell or pivot, if you will, a bolt-on product like a Medicare supplement or a cancer plan. We're not going to sell something else to your client ever. We're in one vertical, and that's life insurance for funeral expenses, final expense. And then what we do is we vest you day one. We advance commission. That's not going to be charged back if the client lives on and continues making premiums. If there is a chargeback, it's prorated. In other words, it's not going to make you, not going to put you out of business, not going to bankrupt you. We just work with you to get the money back because we advanced it. The client either canceled or died, right, in the first X amount of months. The issue is that you got to know what you got. We give a top contract and we help you buy leads. And at the end of the day, if you bring us to the dining room table or to the bargaining table with the client, whether it's over the phone through telesales 7 days a week or post-COVID-19 face-to-face, which we all love, on a digital web app, what we're going to do is we're going to pay you respectfully. We're going to service the client. But when you bring us to the bargaining table or the dining room table, we're going to help you underwrite it and price it to where the client can get good coverage. And that's, at the end of the day, that's all you want. So it's a working man, working woman contract, but it's fair. It's level table. Now, I could put you on the phone with agents that do business with us, and they too will tell you how great it is to work this new process that we have because the simplicity of it. But this company's been around since 1965. We're a $1.3 billion company, and we are a carrier. So you're going to have a carrier direct relationship, ultimately with sales contest, company recognition, company convention. If you hit the numbers, $90,000 in annual premium is not a lot of money. We offer lead support. We offer field training. We offer virtual training. But again, if you're aggregating your business, leading with us, and I can tell you we get a lot of the applicants through on a preferred standard or modified case, and we pay same day, next day, again, advanced commission, lifetime renewals, you'll always be the agent of record. And with us, you're always going to be queen or king of your own block of business. We just service it for you as the carrier because we're obligated. Because we're giving the term is bilateral. We're giving a legal contract, a life insurance contract, to your customer. It's your customer. You own the customer. Okay? So I'm just reaching out to you in earnest. I hear a lot of things. And listen, I talk to agents every single day. And there are people on Facebook, YouTube, what's the other platform? LinkedIn. They're on, look, you'll get invitations in your email every day to come to a webinar or a Zoom meeting. And what happens is these guys really sound slick and great. Look, there really is no one has a corner on the market. Let me just first of all say that. There is no one person that has all the answers or the secret to selling insurance. If you become product specific or know your underwriting, know the carrier, build that relationship, and invest your time with that carrier, you're going to win long term. And it's about relationships in this business. So come to anybody you're working for with a sense of loyalty. I mean, it's sad when I hear agents jump ship for 5% commission. For what? At the end of the day, if you're doing the volume and you're getting support and you've got a relationship, have a sense of pride and loyalty to that program. That's all. It's okay to have other carriers because, hey, not every shoe fits, right? I mean, we aren't, as the carrier or any other carrier, going to be absolute for all your applicants. It's true. It's always good to have a guarantee issue in your pocket, just in case. I'm just saying. Because with diets and aging and medications and all the pre-existing conditions out there, these people waited too long. They aged out. They got sick. And you can still help them, but you got to have the right product. But what I'm recommending to you is look after yourself, because you're looking after your family. Your wife, your kids, your family require that you be successful and make money and bring it in. And so if you sign the wrong agreement, or you take a reduced commission contract, pay crazy money for lead cost, and then you decide to jump ship and you can't go to the next relationship, business relationship, or build your own agency to prosper because you're held up on a prior contract or an agreement that you didn't read, that's a terrible thing, right? So I'm going to conclude. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you watched to the end, because my email is michaels@snlfinalexpense.com. michaels@snlfinalexpense.com. My cell phone number for you to call me direct or text, and then we can set up a call. Be happy to do this. But you can email me the contracts in advance and say, hey, Michael, you promised me on Facebook or out there that you could take a look at my agent contract and help me out. I'd be happy to. Okay? My cell phone number for you is 941-304-9299. 941-304-9299. You can Google me. You can look me up on LinkedIn. I live here in Bradenton, Florida. I've been in my home now 13 years. Be 61 this month. 35 years in the game. Top producer, several different carriers, and as a national wholesaler, I built large distribution. So I love the company I work for. I love this industry. Father of a 9-year-old and a 13-year-old. So I'm a pretty credible guy. If you look left and right, you're not going to find too many people that say bad things about me. If they do, they're usually my competition. And that's true. You know, it's tough when you're the number one agent in an agency or in a marketplace and everyone's coming after you. So been there. I love that spot. I like sales. I love this business. I love helping agents. And I work tirelessly and I serve the agents that work with me. So I would ask you to give me a call or send me your contracts. Let me take a look at them. Again, Michael S. at snlfinalexpense.com or 941-304-9299. Take it for what it's worth. Look, it's a free offer. You'll meet a nice guy. You'll be introduced to a great company, and I look forward to talking to you. Take care and listen. Happy selling, and just remember, the community needs you as a licensed agent. Bring the right attitude, bring the right product, right underwriter, right price, and just have fun out there, but earn the right living and start fostering relationships and investing your time with people that can help you build something. Because if you vest right, invest right, get a vested contract and aggregate your business, you're going to 3 years, 4 years, 5 years later, you're going to really have some nice back-end residual income. Anyway, look forward to talking to you. Michael Simpson. I look forward to talking to you real soon. Reach out to me. Have a good day.